Cuban president promised impregnable resistance to any U.S. attempt to control island. Bahama. Any attempt by the United States to take control of Cuba would be met with impregnable resistance, Cuban President Miguel Díaz-Canel said Tuesday as power returned to some part of the island following a nationwide grid collapse. Successive U.S. administrations have sought to isolate Cuba by more than 6 decades, Díaz-Canel said in a defiant X post, accusing Washington of now using economic weakness as an outrageous pretext to seize it. Only in this way can the fierce economic war be explained, which is applied as a collective punishment against the entire people, he said. In the face of the worst scenario, Cuba is accompanied by the certainty any external aggressor will clash with the impregnable resistance. U.S. President Donald Trump has repeatedly taunted Cuba's communist leadership with the threat of the takeover, after suggesting on Monday that he could do anything he wants with the island. Trump said Tuesday, we will be doing something with Cuba very soon. Secretary of State Marco Rubio followed up with a blunt assessment from the Oval Office. Cuba needs new people in charge, Rubio said Tuesday. Their economy doesn't work. They're in a lot of trouble, and the people in charge, they don't know how to fix it, so they have to get new people in charge. Cuba has taken severe economic hit since the U.S. effectively blocked its oil supply earlier this year, depriving its aging electricity network of its main source of fuel. Most of the island, 10 million people, were without power on Monday as the first nationwide grid collapse forced the residents to cook with gas by torch and candlelight. School hours were shortened and major sporting events postponed as rubbish piled up in some neighborhoods due to a lack of fuel for dump truck. By Tuesday afternoon, power had returned to roughly 55% of customers in the capital Bahama and some places in the western and central eastern regions of the island. The outrage have compounded the increasingly difficult living conditions for the Cuban, who for months have endured sporadic power cut. Uncertainty over any move by the U.S. to make good on each threat is adding to anger and anxiety, but Bahama resident Marianela Alvarez told Reuters that Cubans don't want war. We as people, as civilians, aren't prepared for a war, she said. I want Trump to understand to leave us alone.